And welcome back for Chapter 32. I'm Lloyd Dobler, and this is the Tao of Lloyd. It's a podcast where we take ancient spiritual wisdom and we use it like a metaphorical Molotov cocktail to throw at the metaphorical Overton window so we can burn it all down. And then we can tap into something that is collectively smarter and braver than me and you and just about everyone we know. We can tap into some collective knowledge that knows what to do next. And some of you are saying, Lloyd, metaphors are not going to get us out of this mess. Endless wars, a billionaire bro culture, and an AI future are all bum rushing us. When are we going to actually light the actual Molotov cocktails, not the metaphorical ones? When are we going to throw them at the actual institutions that deserve to be burnt down to the ground because they have their boots on our necks? Let me answer your question with another question. If or when we do tap into something that is collectively smarter and braver than you and me and just about everyone we know, when we do get there, what is our one demand? Yeah, I know, I'm evoking a very specific meme that had a very specific part in launching the Occupy Wall Street movement, which was, in my lived experience, I was there the last time we had something even approaching a revolutionary moment here in America. A moment when millions of Americans briefly understood that the system is held together by habit and fear and our participation. And for a few glorious months of our American autumn, many of us set aside our fears, withheld our participation, broke old habits, and forged new ones. And so, because if we know nothing else but that things move in cycles, what do we do when the cycle comes around again and presents us with another revolutionary opportunity? We inhale, we exhale, tides come in, tides go out, we elect Democrats, we elect Republicans, etc., fucking rah. But in between that inhale and exhale, we can pause. And in that pause is potential. So, what is our one demand? Not your one demand, our one demand. Let your subconscious work on that while I tell you a quick little story. It was the summer of 1996. I don't know where you were. I was 26 years old. I was working nights at this tiny little independent movie theater. It smelled like burnt popcorn, existential dread, and community college date nights. Yeah, millennials have Netflix and chill, but for Gen X, it was find the back row, feel each other up, and walk out pretending that the non-linear narrative structure of Pulp Fiction changed our lives.
I love you, Pumpkin.
I love you, honey bunny.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
Any of you f***ing pricks move! And I'll execute every mother***ing last one of you!
My job was tearing tickets and pretending I was both the Siskel and the Ebert of independent film. And I took it seriously. Like, spiritually seriously. Like, if I did my job right, everyone would come out of the theater every night and start dancing in the streets like the end of Do the Right Thing never stopped. Anyway, there was this old guy who came in every Thursday. He looked like if the dude from The Big Lebowski had a baby with Morpheus from The Matrix, or maybe it was Rick Rubin. Anyway, he always sat in the same seat. He always came alone. And one week we're showing the film Trainspotting. It's a packed house and people are quoting it before it even starts because it was already becoming a cult hit. Choose life, choose this, choose that, like it's already a t-shirt.
Choose life. Choose a job. Choose a career. Choose a family. Choose a fucking big television. Choose washing machines, cars, compact displays, and electrical tin openers.
And I remember thinking, oh good, a movie about rejecting the system. I get this. This is my brand. I mean, I'm the guy who doesn't want to buy, sell, or process anything, right? I've already decided I wasn't going that route, right? No career ladder, no corporate thing, no serving in the military, even if that's what my dad thought I was supposed to do. Anyway, halfway through the film, the projector jams. Yes, it was a film projector. So the film is melting, everything stops. I mean, the machine literally stopped. And the audience is freaking out, demanding refunds, throwing popcorn at each other, putting their bras back on under their faded champion hoodies in the back row. I mean, the frustration levels were high on multiple levels, if you know what I mean. And I go into full institution mode. I'm trying to fix it, trying to restore it, trying to get the system back online, because that's what I thought my job was, to keep the machine running. And the old guy, the Rick Rubin Morpheus, the dude from the Big Lebowski guy, he doesn't move. Everyone else is restless. They're irritated. They're demanding something. And he's just sitting there watching nothing. So I go over because I've got to evacuate the theater and do the refunds. And I'm doing my whole, sorry, sir, we're having technical issues speech. And he just waves me off and he says, Lloyd, I wasn't watching the film. And I laugh because I think he's joking. Also, how does he know my name? So I ask him, well, if you weren't watching the film, what were you doing? And he says, listen to this. He says, I come here to sit in the dark with other people and remember I'm not alone. Right? Fucking right? I just stand there. The refund speech dies in my mouth. The projector is still broken. The audience is still restless. And I'm looking at this man sitting in the dark, watching nothing, calm amongst the chaos. And I feel something I don't have a clean word for. Not wisdom. It's more like embarrassment. Like I've been sprinting around trying to restore a system this man figured out a long time ago costs nothing and requires no tools. I don't say anything else to him, but I think about that moment on and off for decades. What does it mean? Let's try to figure it out after the chapter reading and a brief meditation. Settle in. Close your eyes. Get comfortable. Go ahead, close your eyes. Or don't. I mean, I'm not here to become another institution you resent by Thursday. But really, unless you're door dashing an eviction notice to the White House, or being chased by an AI-powered robot dog enforcing private property, or trying to merge onto the New Jersey Turnpike behind a man who believes blinkers are woke propaganda. I mean, in all those cases, by all means, keep your eyes open. Stay alert. Hands at 10 and 12, please. But if not, close your eyes. Relax the tiny board of directors meeting that's happening inside your forehead and start the journey within. And take a long, slow, deep breath in, like your breath can shut down the military-industrial complex and make Lockheed Martin cry into its quarterly earnings. And breathe out, like a reminder that you are not alone, and that you are not a LOAN. Good. This is chapter 32 of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao cannot be perceived. Smaller than an electron, it contains uncountable galaxies. If powerful people could remain centered in the Tao, all things would be in harmony. The world would become a paradise. All people would be at peace, and the law would be written in their hearts. When you have names and forms, know that they are provisional. When you have institutions, know where their functions should end. Knowing when to stop, you can avoid any danger. All things end in the Tao as the rivers flow into the sea. And that is chapter 32 of the Tao Te Ching. And then breathe in. And then notice the pause between the inhale and the exhale. That little still point. That unmonetized moment. That place no billionaire can buy and no algorithm can interrupt. Good, rest there as long as you can, just for a breath. And breathe out. I thought about that Big Lebowski, Rip Rubin, Morpheus dude saying, I come here to sit in the dark with other people and remember I'm not alone, a lot during the summer and early fall of 2011. I was working with a group of organizers who were planning an extended protest that would eventually merge with another group and become part of the Occupy Wall Street movement. The group I was organizing with, our organizing principle was summed up in the phrase, stop the machine. Create a new world. The Stop the Machine bit was intended to evoke the famous Mario Savio rallying cry from Berkeley in the anti-war movement in the 60s. The Create a New World bit was less clear to me. As a Gen X kid working with ex-hippies, perhaps the phrase was clearer to them. Perhaps it's more like the idea that as soon as you teach a child the name of a bird, that they actually stop seeing birds because they think they know what it is. Anyway, the Adbusters magazine published a poster of a ballerina doing that move where grace stands on the skull of capitalism and refuses to wobble. And below that picture was the hashtag Occupy Wall Street, and above, drifting through the tear gas, the simple question, what is our one demand? I know that there was power in not naming it, until that also became the movement's downfall. Well, that and Barack Obama coordinating with the mayors of cities all over the country to shut down the fucking camps. But, we can quibble. What I do know is this. Back then, I was all the way high up on the stop the machine part. And don't get me wrong, sometimes the machine absolutely needs stopping. But I was, and I maybe still am, impatient with the second half, the create a new world half. That part sounded soft to me back then. Something said by a person who can afford the full tuition on a 7-day silent retreat in the Berkshires. Someone with time. But in truth, being against a system with middle fingers and Molotov cocktails is easy. Bringing it down is harder still. Creating what comes after? That's the bit that Ewan McGregor's character from Trainspotting can inject into his veins and call it a manifesto. And what I missed in my Occupy Wall Street experience, what some wiser people around me understood, was that Occupy was never only a protest. It was also maybe a rehearsal. People sharing food, teaching each other skills, arguing badly, then better, learning how to make decisions with strangers, discovering that horizontal democracy is slower, it's messier, it's more beautiful than cable news ever told us it could be. It was people sitting in the dark together, remembering that they were not alone. So maybe the question, what is our one demand, was never meant to have one perfect answer. Maybe it was a koan, a tuning fork, a doorway, which I realize is a lot to learn from a broken projector and a movie about heroin. But there it is. So I'm not going to hand you the one correct slogan today. I don't pretend to have one, but I will offer you a nudge. Maybe the new world doesn't need you to be so brave. Maybe it just needs you to show up in the dark with other people and not leave early. Start there. Maybe the new world doesn't arrive at all at once like fireworks over the barricades. Maybe it arrives in the stillness between the inhale and the exhale. The tides come in and the tides go out. We elect Democrats and we elect Republicans. We stop the machine and we create a new world. We breathe in and hold it. What is our one demand? Hold it. Don't name it just yet. Like the parent teaching the child what the name for a bird is. Let's not name it just yet. Breathe out. From the edge of the empire and the center of the self, this is the Tao of Lloyd.